So I want to cover basically try to do a recap of what might be at least the majority of the Nintendo Switch leaks and rumors that have come out for the upcoming console, whenever it might come out. And I got like two threads that I at least wanted to take a look at. So if you look at CEO of Paper Mario, lovely name. And if I'm lucky enough to have, there we go, that's what I wanted. So I'll basically be reporting on all of this, like a thread on all the leaks we know about the Nintendo Switch 2. Basically, just recap everything I can find. I have these two threads to look as well as at least a couple other users that I know have been, of course, looking through all of this stuff. So, obviously, as we may already know, the Switch 2 will be backwards compatible with OG Switch software. We knew that thanks to the actual Nintendo Twitter account, saying that Nintendo Switch software will also be playable on the successor to Nintendo Switch, as well as including NSO, Nintendo Switch Online, will also be available. And that makes sense, meaning that most likely all the NSO applications like NES will probably be used in the next one as well. Here we can see they plan to make a smooth transition for customers from Nintendo Switch to the next gen console by using the Nintendo account. You might have seen that recently there's a new news article on the Nintendo Switch news topics, whatever. And it tells people how to transfer data, obviously leading to the conclusion that it's most likely for this next Switch that's going to come out soon. Also, strengthening relationships with software publishers. Obviously, they still want third parties to be a part of the console because, if they don't have third parties, there's going to be another Wii U situation where there's not a lot of games. Obviously, they definitely need software publishers to publish games on this console. Now, there are some leaks where it has been said that the Switch 2 was going to be much larger than the OG Switch, which is true as from all the renders that we can see. Yeah, that's definitely going to be true. It is 8 inches, I'm pretty sure, instead of the Switch is somewhere around 7. So it's definitely going to be larger. The screen is larger. The Joy-Cons are larger. And this leak was saying that it was going to be on par with the PS4 Pro Series S in terms of power and graphics. But that may not be fully true. Some places have been saying that it's going to be more close to just the PS4. It's going to apparently have 12 gigabytes of RAM, utilize some sort of AI upscaling to 4K through DLSS, which we will get back on that later on. And it comes with a new dock. This was one of the mock-ups here. It's going to have a curved top, and it comes with a 60-watt charger from a picture of what the back of the dock had said, showcasing that it had a 60-watt charger. And according to some other leakers, I don't know. But at Gamescom, there was a version of Breath of the Wild shown off at closed doors running 4K 60 FPS. I don't know the chance that it is true, but there's all the stuff that we've heard since as far back as I could go. I think there's been things farther back than this, but we also have the Nintendo Switch's 2 motherboard being leaked with this picture showcasing the board, and of course the chip itself is the most important part. Where there was a discussion if it was the 5MN thing or the 8, and we will get back on that too to check which one is the one that most people are saying it's going to be. Of course, we've also seen pretty good renders of the Switch 2's Joy-Cons. As you can see, it's a larger Joy-Con overall with the larger SL and SR buttons, the detach mechanism, the top, the button, as well as this optical sensor in the middle that we still don't know what it's exactly used for. But it's going to use electromagnetic attachments to connect. So it's going to use magnets to connect to the actual Switch instead of it having a sliding mechanism as the first one had. Also, we have been able to see that the Switch 2 has a C button on the right side Joy-Con. C, we don't know what it stands for. C could be many things. A lot of people have been saying it could be a chat button for C for chat or C for cursor, since a lot of people have been saying that the optical sensor could be used to basically make the Switch a mouse. And another one is C for connect, where it would be able to basically be used as a Wii U gamepad, so that the Switch, you'll hold it while the TV will still have a picture up there to basically make it two screens. And also, let's see, yeah, the third-party leak from, I forget where it is, CES, I think. They were showing off third-party accessories for the coming Switch, and as you can see, the C button is on the Pro Controller. You can also see a T button, but this most likely stands for the Turbo, where you can press it to make one of the buttons fire off a ton more. That's one of the things that third-party controllers usually have. However, the C button is most likely the same C button that is being added here underneath the home button. And yeah, some speculate that it could be used as a second screen similar to the Wii U touchpad, while others believe it could be for social purposes, like the C for chat. There has also been a similar... it's on the next one, yeah, perfect. On a related note, Nintendo is apparently launching a built-in social media app for the Nintendo Switch 2 called Vidmeo. This came from here, Reddit. Nintendo is launching a built-in social media for Switch 2 called Vidmeo. I don't want to share too much in how I got this information or whatever. Essentially, it's going to be similar to what Miiverse was on the Wii U. Users can share screen-recorded content and make posts. I haven't seen it, but apparently the app icon looks similar to that of YouTube, but it's green. The app is designed in the style of TikTok, apparently, with a lot of vertical scrolling in the view content. We'll see if that's true. There's also direct messaging. Seed button is related to the community feature. We're not really sure if this is a yes or a no. But supposedly a sequel to Miiverse, people can use it to send screenshots, etc., etc. And that may or may not be true. However, this one is most definitely true, that the Switch 2's name is basically going to be the Switch's current icon or logo, with just the 2 right next to it. That's basically a lot of credible leakers have basically said that that's just what it's going to be. Just like how this dock is going to be seen, just like that. The curved top and the Nintendo Switch 2 at the beginning, or in the very middle. Then the rest of this stuff is mostly speculation, but it is true that the games that are 100% confirmed, at least for the rest of the year, assuming no delays, Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, Pokemon ZA Legends, and Xenoblade Chronicles X, and Metroid Prime Beyond. Donkey Kong coming out later, like in a week actually. Xenoblade for March, and I've seen some things where Pokemon ZA could come out in August. That was one of the most recent ones coming out. And after covering that one, we can move on to the next one. From Spawnyard. I can open it higher, please. I hate that it just opened on the left. Wait. There we go. So yeah. So there have been renders of what the Switch could look like. As you can see, it could look basically the same as the original Switch, the current Switch that we have. Not too far off. And it might have an inbuilt community, just as we mentioned, the Vidmeo, that will be similar to the Miiverse. It's a video of how using the mouse using the Joy-Con as a mouse could possibly work. Again, I don't know if it's going to be true or not. I'm kind of leaning towards it's not going to be, but you never know. Also, some speculation that Gotham Knights might be coming to the Switch from Video Game Chronicles. Gotham Knights could be coming to Nintendo Switch 2 according to a developer's resume. Who knows? There was, of course, okay, so this was from CES, so it must have been Genki that unveiled a lot of third-party accessories, just as a Joy-Con charging dock, where you can see the Joy-Cons And I would actually like to mention that the piece underneath the analog sticks is actually colored according to whatever the color of the Joy-Con is. So the left side had the left turquoise blue side rail, and it also has turquoise blue underneath the analog stick. So it's most likely for the right one, it's the orange red. It has the color underneath the analog stick as well as the side rail. There was, of course, also a lot more accessories shown off. These are like the wireless Joy-Cons that Genki would be selling, not the official Joy-Cons. We're not even sure if that would be the official Joy-Cons, but most likely that's what it would be for. There's a lot more images for like skins to put on top of the Joy-Con itself. As you can see, there's little things on the sides to showcase. Yeah, there you go. Basically, to have a better grip, they're just the accessories. This was the picture of the Pro Controller that we saw in the previous thread. And this is some specs, possible specs, to compare it with the Steam Deck. So you can see it might have the architecture of NVIDIA Ampere, however you say that, whereas comparing it to the Steam Deck, where the Steam Deck has an AMD RDNA 2, the Switch 2 has 1,532 CUDA cores. Meanwhile, the Steam Deck has 512 cores, 12, which correlate to 12 SMs and 8 compute units. Not entirely sure how those, I'm not 100% on the tech side, but there's also ray tracing cores, 12 cores on the Switch, while there's only 8 on the Steam Deck. There was 48 Tensor cores, but it has 12 gigabytes of memory, 102-bit, 120 gigabytes a second, and yeah. Whereas the Steam Deck has 16 gigabytes, but, different stats here and there. And of course the CPU as well. So if you continue on where I lost my spot, there's also the leak from Dbrand a little ways back. As you can tell, it's actually not the current look of the Joy-Con that we've been looking at, where it's the gray Joy-Con with the colors in the bottom and the side rail. These are actually the blue and red Joy-Cons. So maybe they just didn't showcase a new Joy-Cons, but you can tell that it does have that gap for that C button. So this was coming from Dbrand, a kill switch case for the Switch 2. And these are some mock-ups for the thing. These aren't actually official, but it's a possible look as to what it might look like at the end. Yet unconfirmed, but I'm not sure. And then after this, I did want to look at Nintendo Prime. Possibly some other credible leakers afterward, but I know that Nintendo Prime just likes to go through a lot of the stuff, and there's been a lot of stuff even today. So you can see there's some size comparisons between the box art of the Switch 1 and Switch 2 games, that it's possible that the Nintendo Switch 2 game cases might be larger than the Switch 1's, but it appears to be false. The site lists the same dimensions for every unreleased game in every platform. There's also, this one was definitely the more important one, where GameStop had SKU listings for a lot of things. If I look up, GameStop Switch 2. Yeah, there we go. Switch 2 accessory SKUs started to appear in GameStop system, seemingly confirming microSD Express support. And you can see the Express microSD card. Here you put the official SanDisk one, but of course, Nintendo likes to have their own personally branded SD cards, so that's most likely what it would have been for. Joy-Con charger grips as well. And it turns out, though, that the accessories that were listed there, popped up at GameStop, have now been changed to dummy SKUs, most likely because they got in trouble by mentioning it. I feel like that's likely, even if the box start is no longer. Of course, who knows what is true? It just doesn't stop. Apparently from Family Board, the picture of the actual Switch 2, I don't even know. Obviously, there's not a lot going on here. It's just a picture. And also, completely unrelated, but the Xbox has revealed January 23rd a developer direct at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And it just so happens that, if I'm not mistaken, they have been saying that Doom Dark Ages might be unveiled by Bethesda, right? During this. And it just so happens that it's a Thursday. So it kind of depends when Nintendo is going to want to release trailers, but they usually like to release things Friday, don't they? So just a thought. And then for other leaks, oh yeah, of course. So Nintendo of Japan's Twitter account has changed their banner just yesterday to be this picture of Mario and Luigi presenting something. It's a white background currently, but apparently it's been used before in what time? I forget what year. But if I'm not mistaken, there you go. They had this banner back in 2016 before the Switch announcement. That's what it was. So possibly could be ramping up to reveal the Nintendo Switch 2 soon. Now, if there's anything else, oh, there we go. This is the picture that basically was showcasing that the system comes with a 60-watt charger, or at least it would accept a 60-watt charger, I guess, which would be more power draw than the original Switch. It might just be because of extra accessories. They actually want you to have enough power for the accessories, or the Switch itself could use more power. Not sure. Random one here too, but a long time ago, games have been kind of slowly hinting at it coming to the new Nintendo Switch, just as Ukulele Replayly in the trailer at the very end showcasing Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and Nintendo, not specifically stating Nintendo Switch, and then having the Cappy's eyes from Mario Odyssey jumping around the Nintendo logo, or was looking around, I don't exactly remember. But obviously, it wasn't stating specifically if it was for Nintendo Switch original or this upcoming new one. They left it out in the open, obviously. And I think that might be most of the stuff that we can look at for Nintendo Prime. Of course, we can look at Froyo. I forget how to spell his name. Which, if I didn't forget his name, that could be better. Switch leaks. Because, of course, I don't remember how to spell the name. Central Leaks has also been one that's been on top of the leaks. Not the best, but you know. There was also this one. Even more Switch 2 SKUs have appeared at FNAC, including multiple third-party games. These are like really recent, so no confirmation if it's true or not. Just like that box art one. I read it before it was then confirmed, like right below, so my bad. As you can see, there's multiple. Who knows if it's true or false, but it could possibly be Stitch games from EA, Square Enix, Bandai Namco, Bethesda, Take-Two even, Warner Brothers, and etc. etc. There's a lot that might be coming. There you go. Also, most interestingly, if they keep the current schedule, this set would release around July or August, so it gives the idea of when Pokemon Legends ZA might release. This is where the thing comes from. Mega Brave and Mega Symphona seems to suggest a return to Mega Evolutions, yeah. But this was in relation to the fact that Pokemon ZA could come out August. Again, not 100% sure. You never know. There we go. This is it. Pokemon Legends ZA was briefly dated with a release date of August 15th, 2025 on Amazon UK. So, who knows? Current Nintendo releases are on Thursdays. Meanwhile, August 15th is a Friday. So that could tell us otherwise. Never too sure. If I go backwards, there's a lot. People covering this, obviously. I'll take a look at Samus Leaker. Samus Hunter. Not Samus Slinker. I'm sure people will be calm about it. Oh yeah, of course. So Nintendo on today decide to showcase Lego Game Boy coming October 2025 with no real picture of what the actual Lego set looks like, but it definitely looks nice. And of course, with the developer direct coming out on January 23rd, it's pretty safe to bet that this was why I would not bet for now on the 23rd for the Switch 2 reveal. But you never know. They also just today revealed a trailer for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which was something that these people were mentioning might happen. At the moment, I wouldn't bet on the 23rd for a Switch 2 reveal. It's shaping up to be an unlikely day for a big exclusive announcement for Nintendo. Precisely the developer direct coming from Xbox, including this mock-up that seemed really convincing and then showcased Smell-O-Vision at the very end, which completely tells you that it was not right. But it's funny to see that Sony has now, or there's some article announcing that Sony is now working on allowing PlayStation players to smell in-game scents in real life. I don't know. There's been some talks about UI leaks, which I haven't been able to find the actual source of this at all. But based on the UI leaks for the Nintendo Switch 2 that came out recently, these are some examples of what it could be on these UI leaks. As mentioned, personally, I haven't actually seen what the UI leaks have said, but they had mentioned it looking slightly similar to the Wii U, if I sort of remember. Of course, getting actual themes on the console would be lovely, but you never know. And yeah, this is the Nintendo Switch 2 right here. No, I'm kidding. That's it. That's it. The US is basically a modernized Wii U menu. Has 10 row tiles on display at once, which is a big upgrade, obviously. It's just the one row. You can tint your icons to change the color of them. I don't know. No one was able to test the bottom applications outside of the Nintendo eShop. Who knows? Other stuff, there are 6 tabs on the UI, so as seen in the other mock-up, there was 4 tabs at the very top, so that you can get a total of 60 games on that. One screenshot there was a pointer that is used to select Mario Kart 8. I don't know. So I assume the Joy-Cons may have pointer controls, maybe. The username is displayed on the top left of the screen next to the profile picture. It doesn't look like the OS allows multiple accounts, but there most likely will be, just not in that. And that's mainly it right now. I love that. And I think this is a good note to leave it off on. So, none of these leaks have exactly been confirmed, or some of them probably being unconfirmed, but it's basically just a roundup of all the Switch leaks and rumors that I've been able to find in a short time. Obviously, we don't know which ones are going to end up being true or false, or what's been going on at all, to be honest. We don't have enough information to go off of. But from what we can get, we know all this information that is possible. So hopefully we will get the Nintendo Switch reveal sometime soon. And I'll see you then. So have a good night, everybody, and goodbye.